haven't taken care of it at all. We don't care about that kind of stuff around here. And I would be bored. And I just want you to know, I'm not doing that no more. We got 2 overwintered peppers. That's a mess. No, it tastes like that straight off this plant, baby. It's not delicious. Good morning. Welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. And today, May the 16th of 2025, we are going to do a garden tour, y'all. The whole garden is pretty much planted out, but I have so many plans. Like I said last night, succession sowing is pretty much like starting your spring garden. But I was thinking about the fact that the potatoes have to come out the bags in June or July. I was like, what am I gonna replace that with? I was thinking about the fact that the onions were gonna come out of the bed in the greenhouse. So I've just been thinking about all kinds of things. I looked up some companion planting things, and y'all know I don't really do that. But I also just want more plants out here. And so I thought of things, or I found things that I could do to add. So we're gonna be succession sowing a little bit next week. But in case you're new here, I am Asia and I garden in Zone 7B in Virginia. I grow in raised beds, no dig, bags, and in ground. I also grow in ground. On my homestead, I live in an urban setting. You can hear the trash truck. It's trash day. I live in an urban setting. I have 6 chickens. I've recently extended their run and I absolutely love it, and I know that they do. We're not completely done, but we're gonna get to that. I have 2 greenhouses. One is larger, like a polytunnel. One is just a regular one. Nothing on my homestead is permanent because I want to be able to move stuff if I need to. I want to be able to change things if I need to, and that's why I don't have anything permanent here. But okay, let's get into this garden tour. I'm gonna try to answer some of the questions I've been getting, like where is my greenhouse from? Another thing, I also have quail. If you are new here, I could do that. Squirrel moments. Anywho, I forgot to say, I also raise quail here. I also have worm bins. I have a compost pile that I absolutely do not take care of. Probably gonna move it, take it down. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do with it, but I haven't taken care of it at all. I have a citrus area. I just recently got into growing in green stalks. Pretty excited about that too. So y'all, let's take a walk around the pretty much fully planted garden. I can't wait to show y'all. It's looking good out here, y'all. So we're gonna do a quick pan so that you can kind of see what's going on in my garden. So we have block beds, we have bags everywhere. We now have green stalks, a greenhouse. There's a cattle panel trellis. We're gonna talk about that grapevine, y'all. We have more things here, more beds. Over here is where the chickens are. And then we have a shady spot that I use for gardening now. And another shady spot. I've always used it for gardening. I don't know why I said it like that. It's the first time I've really planted shady things over here. Like I took the time to say, hey, this is shady, what will grow well over here? So that's what I really mean. So one last look. I know people kind of like to see exactly what the garden looks like, how I have it laid out. And so I just figured I would go ahead and do a pan to show you all. Oh, and behind me, we have more growing space. So a 360 view. All right, let's get started, y'all. Let's get started. Let me show you the greenhouse. We're gonna go in there real quick and then come back out. Greenhouse and the citrus area. So we are seeing a good amount of new growth on the citrus. That, I think, lime tree still is not happy. I don't know what, well, it's happy. It's just not growing. Somebody did leave me a comment and they said, you know, something that I could do. I think they were saying like, get the citrus tree stakes and then crush it up. I don't know, I might try that. I have not. I've really just been working on making sure I get everything planted out, and I have. Okay, so over here, this is a side of the yard that I said I wasn't gonna really use for growing. And so what I did was made it a functional area, and I still grew in it. This is blood orange. You can see the new growth from last week is bigger than it was, so love that for me. This is the calamondin. New growth is looking good too. This plant is getting some more growth finally. Although the old leaves don't look that good, but it's a variegated pink lemon. But we do have some new growth on it. Happy to see that. This is our Meyer lemon. We don't see a lot of new growth today, but that's okay. We're gonna leave it all new, probably about a month ago. And remember I told you we put a Cherokee purple in this pot? It's looking real good. I'm excited about that. That's a Vigo self-watering pot. Then over here is the lime tree that I was telling y'all, like, it's literally doing nothing. I think y'all said to put some milk on it maybe because of the white powdery, I guess it's powdery mildew. It doesn't come off, so I'm not sure that it is or not. Can't remember what my research told me about powdery mildew. Couldn't remember if that's the one that I can wipe off or not. Either way, this plant ain't growing that much. And then we have the kumquat over here, definitely has some new growth on it. So I'm excited about that. I still haven't removed the staking and stuff, but I think that I can. I just haven't gotten around to it, but looking good. Citrus still alive. We love that for me. This is my first year growing citrus trees. There is another YouTuber named Broke Farmer who inspired me. I wanted citrus trees so bad, and one day I just went out shopping. These are from Lowe's and from Tractor Supply, and they're doing very good. They're doing very good, maybe like $29. I think Tractor Supply was $39. Lowe's was definitely cheaper. And everybody, well, there's quite a few people who want to see the quail. I don't open the cages and things because quail, they scare really easy. So I save opening the cages for when I really need to, you know, feed them and do care for them. But let me see if I can get a little bit closer for you. But there go the quail. And I have two groups of quail. One is over here. There's another group of them over here. So that's how I'm raising my quail right now. Eventually, they will go back in with the chickens and they will be up on the table. My 41-year-old knees are not happy having to stoop down, but I have been using my stool and that has been making it much easier. My home and garden trend stool, that's been making it much easier for me. I just pull it when I get ready to come and take care of them, y'all. So the quail are set up right beside the larger polytunnel greenhouse. I got the chickens a feeder block. I just need to put it in there with them. Y'all look at this zucchini and squash. I mean, just beautiful. It's just beautiful. My plan to put this stuff in here early to get a harvest worked out. So we do have a little bit of powdery mildew in here. I'm gonna come in and pull the leaves that look like that. But other than that, like we have, these are male flowers, but we also have some female ones. So I'm just waiting for that to open. I have been hand pollinating. There's one here. This is a squash. Down here, I hand pollinated that one. But the most exciting thing, look at that, y'all. Hand pollinated that too. So I've just been following and watching, making sure I check to see if a female flower is open, and then I come in here and pollinate it, because we have enough male flowers to pollinate everything in here. So that's what I've been doing, and this has worked out. So my garden journal will say the day that I planted these in this greenhouse, and you know, like that's what I'm gonna be doing, because this is working. I'm gonna get some squash, I'm gonna get some zucchini, which I have not really gotten in the last, like, shoot, since I've been gardening. Anyway, there's also some patio tomatoes in here, and you can see we have tomatoes on there. Love that. I missed one that, well, it doesn't look like it opened. I don't know what happened. And then we have patio tomatoes back here too, and they are growing well. The next bed we have is the one that we planted out not too long ago. The squash are getting bigger, probably gonna need to stake those up. We still have dill that's growing in here. There's parsley back there. I don't know if you remember me telling you I put some roselle in here. They were extra. So they've definitely grown. I don't know if they're going to thrive in here, but they are growing. There's another roselle back here. These are all chives. First year growing chives in my garden too. And this is the other squash or zucchini. So gonna have to stake that and some more dill. So if you remember, I said I was thinking about the onion bed and the fact that these onions were gonna have to come out, right? I went to my local Feed and Seed and grabbed some pimento peppers. So they have 4 packs for $2. They were $1.50 last year, so that went up. It's okay. But the onions are also looking good. I have dug down and they are actually bulbing. So even if they don't bulb up to really good onions, I know that I could put the onions in here. Haven't had any onion leaf miner issues, so that's a plus. And they are looking good, you know, nice and plump and sitting straight up. And so I love that. Well, they tilted a little bit because they're trying to get to the sun. But we also put some peppers in here. And then we come over to the beans, actually connected to the trellis. 2 of them are working to connect to the trellis. This one, I made a mistake and knocked the top off, but it's starting to give us some more side shoots. So I think that's gonna grow too. This one, it never bounced back. It's okay. That's that bed, and then of course those beans are gonna go up this trellis. I'm excited. The reason I went ahead and put the peppers in is because, like I said, these onions aren't gonna stay here all season. Eventually they're gonna fall over, and whether I get onion tops or actual onion bulbs, I'm gonna preserve it. I'm gonna make powder if I get onion tops, and if the bulbs are small, I also powder those. If I happen to get like nice size bulbs, then I will save those to store. But if not, either way, we're gonna get something out of this bed, which is more than I can say for the onions that I planted out in the garden. And right beside that onion bed, we have some tomatoes growing up the trellis. And y'all, look how tall these tomatoes getting. That's doing good. Like, these tomatoes are doing really good. I'm not really sure of the varieties. I'm sure there's some Dr. Weich's in here, I believe. Might be some Cherokee purples. But yeah, they're doing good. They also have flowers on them, so I'm expecting a harvest out of here. The basil never came to top it, but it's still looking good. So we got 3 basils in this bed. And then we also have, this is a yellow squash. And I thought this was squash. That is, I believe, a cucumber. So I just put 2 stakes in here. It's 2 cucumbers. And I'm just gonna let them grow up these stakes. And hopefully we get some cucumbers in here too. So the greenhouse is making me very happy. I feel like it was a great idea because I just recently switched this to a growing greenhouse. It was where I started my seeds, but I said this is growing space, and also this is growing space that I can actually use to extend my growing period. I can plant out early for summer and I can plant out late for the fall if that happens to happen. So I'm really excited about how that's doing. Oh, the strawberries. The strawberry plants that we put in fall, I keep forgetting to harvest them, but like those are well past their prime. I'll give them to the chickens. But the oh, that one too, didn't even see it. But the strawberries are doing really good in here too. We also have some runners coming off of these pots and already rooting, y'all. So I could go and put this somewhere. They also seem to have aphids on them. I think that's what they are. It's okay. We don't care about that kind of stuff around here. If you're new here, I don't use sprays. I don't do anything to treat things. I am working on building my ecosystem, and then the ecosystem, nature can take care of everything. All right, so new this week. If you remember, this was just a pile of junk. Recently got that moved. Kind of still looks like a pile of junk, but that's because I got to figure out what I'm going to do now with all of this stuff. Anyway, if you weren't aware, I went ahead and extended the chicken space and area. So I think that they're loving that. We got a lot of rain this week. So with that being said, I put down a lot of hay for them. They seem to love it. But we'll do a full tour of this when we're done. My plan is to cover the top with hardware cloth and then something, whether it be tin roofing or the clear polycarbonate, I think is what it's called. I'm gonna cover it so that this stays very dry when we get a bunch of rain. The next thing you will notice is all my roses are gone. It's unfortunate. The rain took all my roses, but they'll absolutely bloom again during this season, and I'm excited about that. So this is my orchard area. We have some comfrey down here. That's in a pot. I need to move it. Also going to separate it. I need to meet with a subscriber because she wanted comfrey. She's going to give me, I think, lettuce. You have a fig tree in a bag. That's going to get moved. I'm going to tell y'all my plan on that. Then there are a bunch of other herbs, which we will talk about when we get to that side. We have peach trees here, but down here at the bottom, we got a fig tree. We got some more comfrey. We also have some thyme down here beside this fig tree. We planted some oregano, comfrey, more oregano. So my plan with the herbs, and I had already had it going, and then we got a whole bunch of weeds. I just wanted the weeds gone. So I put wood chips down when I got a chip drop. It killed some of my herbs, which is fine. The weeds are gone for the most part. So my plan with that is to have those herbs cover the roots of the trees. And that has been working. It has worked several seasons before, but now those herbs have to get reestablished, and that's okay. So the peach tree has plenty of peaches on it. You can see, I know somebody probably gonna say you need to thin it. I said I was, but I didn't, and I'm probably not going to. That's a peach tree over there as well. This whole thing that you're seeing over here, that's going up and on this trellis is my grapevine. Then there's 2 apple trees. There's an apple tree here. There's an apple tree that the grapevine has enclosed. Somebody left me a comment and they said you have to have 2 apple trees for pollination. And I do. I left a comment to let you know I do, but you really can't see it because the grapevine is wild. Down here you have a rosemary, another oregano, a comfrey is down here, and then there's a thyme. Then across and up under that grapevine is more comfrey, and there's some sage over there as well. And then you have mugwort and some lavender. I'm gonna move that lavender soon. I figured we would do that tour from the outside because it's already filling in y'all. It's already filling in. By the way, my apples fail. They all fail. So we will wait and try again next year, but that was progress. I have never seen an apple form on that tree, whether it stayed or it fell. That was the first time. So that was progress for me. And recently we went ahead and added the door back to the garden. Still need to paint it yellow. By the way, I'm also going to paint the door to the chicken run yellow too. So all doors at Yellow Door Urban Homestead will be yellow. But when you walk in under the grapevine. The grapevine has so many clusters where the flowers are gonna open. I mean, they're absolutely everywhere, y'all. They absolutely everywhere. That one broke. I mean, they absolutely everywhere. So this is what you come under when you head into my garden. I love it. I love that I finally got something that fills out the entrance tunnel. And that was not by design. The grapevine literally just took over. So that's the grapevine, and it trails all the way over here. There's also a trellis right here that was never meant for that grapevine, but I let it have it, and it worked out. I mean, I absolutely love the way it looks. And so in this bed under the grapevine, you have calendula in the front, and this stuff is starting to grow pretty nicely. This is a nasturtium, beautiful color nasturtium. Like, I think it's beautiful. My marigold's not doing that well. Then I have watermelon here. A lot of people are telling me like, you planted them too close. Somebody told me they needed to be, I want to say like 10 feet apart, 10 inches apart, something like that. I live in an urban space. It ain't no way I can plant them that far apart. So I am using the space that I have. I'm not very good at growing watermelon. Putting them here this year is new for me. I'm going to try it. I'm going to see what works. I am making sure that I fertilize them heavily because I know that they are heavy feeders. But me being able to plant things, you know, like feet like way far apart from each other to give it space, I don't have that space, but I still want to try it. If it works, yay, I know that it works. If it doesn't, then I will try something else. But also, I put watermelon somewhere else, so I will show you. So like I said, you have 4 watermelon here. We also have some more calendula that I recently planted out. Whole bunch of mushrooms. It's been really wet. And then you have some marigold here, some more calendula. This beautiful calendula. The calendula is really doing a show for me this year. I use it for skincare. And so it's a perfect time really for me to go ahead and pull this one. Because as they say, the more you harvest, the more they grow. So I'll let this dry. After this video is over, I'll probably go and harvest all of my calendula. But anyway, yeah, such a beautiful, beautiful thing. But I do harvest these often because I make an oil out of them. And if you're interested, I have a Rooted Days playlist. I'm pretty sure this calendula oil is in that, as well as my tallow, because someone did ask about like showing how to make tallow. I have a video already, and it is under Rooted Days. So I also put a hollyhock in here. It gets pretty big, but with it being on the side, I think I'll be fine. And then the watermelon, I'm just gonna let them run. That's why I have this like, I guess, cage around them so that I can keep them inside. So they're not gonna grow up or do any shading. They're gonna run in this space. And of course, y'all know I love my snapdragon. So behind these watermelon is also some zinnias. And zinnias go all the way down. Some of them are older than other ones. I planted some more, but we also have 2 that has pretty good growth on them. I do think I'm going to clip the tops off so that they can be a little bit bushier, but we'll see if I get around to it. But that is the garden bed right up under the grapevine, and I think that it looks amazing. Oh, there's also a sunflower in here. I just put it here. It was something that volunteered, so I moved it. Don't know how well it's gonna do. Also, tried putting my dahlias out early. They look terrible. So I'm gonna start some more of those. And then there's another snapdragon as well. Another comment I got said if I would just not grow my flowers, I guess, in the beds, and if I put everything together, my garden would grow better, and I would be bored. I would be bored to death. I can't. I don't want that kind of garden. I want a garden that is mixed. If you like your garden, then it's growing great for you. So I'm putting that out there. You're gonna always see flowers mixed in. You're gonna always see a hodgepodge of things in a bed, because that's the way I like to grow. And if I get any kind of harvest, I'm gonna be happy with that. I'm gonna be happy with it, y'all. And so right beside that bed, if you remember, I told you we got a bunch of herbs in here. So this is not a herb. This is a Shasta daisy, huge plant. Before I put the pots in here, it literally took up this whole space. But I put some pots in here to break it up a little bit. So we have some mint. This is a lemon mint that I need to harvest essentially, because it's growing straight up. Now, what I can do is stick this back down into the soil, pull off like the bottom leaves, stick it back down into the soil, and then it'll make it bushier. We'll see. I kind of want to try this. So with that being said, we're going to keep this piece. But there's another one right there, and so we may just go ahead and propagate that. There's also some lemon balm down here that I harvested not too long ago. Look at the chicken. She's my friend. That's Dallas, y'all. I'm gonna start letting her hang out with me because they not nice to her. She's the smallest one in there, and I mean, they peck her and treat her some kind of terrible. I told my daughter, I said, we're gonna clean the yard up. I have a dog, so when I say clean the yard up, we're gonna get her manure up. And then I'm gonna let her hang out with me. I'm gonna let her out, and I'm gonna let her just roam the yard if she wants to. I know somebody probably gonna be like, that's how the pecker order work. I know, but I love her, and I want her to come out of there being harassed every now and then. They're not like fighting her. Clearly, she is, you know, fully feathered. She's fine. I just want her to get out of there sometimes, so I'm gonna let her hang out with me. So we also have some anise hyssop over here. There's marshmallow back here, feverfew, more anise hyssop. And so that little space, I actually love it. It looks so full, and I actually really love it. I like a full bushy area over there. I just don't want to go in it unless I need to get something out of it. So right across from that bushy area I just told you about are some tomatoes. I grow all of my tomatoes in 7-gallon bags. But y'all, I never grown the early girl. Listen, she early too. She is early. Y'all see them tomatoes? She growing. Now, remember I told y'all that I was gonna prune these plants? I ain't pruned nothing, y'all. And they're now turning into double leaders. So I don't know that I'm going to prune them. Now, what I might do is take some of them and root them to make more plants for, like, if these plants end up dying out. But the tomatoes are looking real good from last week, right? So that's an early girl. And if you are in my area, early girls are actually very, very early. So you might want to give that a try. All of these are indeterminate tomatoes, so they will just keep growing. I guess you can also see I haven't done any Florida weeds, so I really got to get on that. Right beside those tomatoes is another bed. If you remember, this is where the onions were. We have some asters in there. We have this, I think I said Aeropostale. I don't know what I said. It's Aristotle. And they grow in a bush. So I think this is going to be really pretty. And from what I understand, the more you cut it, the more bushier it gets. And it actually looks like a bush. So I think that's going to be nice. You have some kind of squashes, either zucchini or like yellow squash in here. They're looking good too. Like, they're getting pretty big. I haven't done anything to protect them from the vine borer. I just can't. It's a lot of work for me, so I'm not going to do it. What I am going to do is succession sow to have some ready. So if the vine borers show up, I could just replant these. Down here you have a pepper plant, and I don't normally plant my peppers in the bed, but I'm really trying to figure out what is going on. What I'm doing is giving it compost and regular feedings, and we're gonna see what happens. You got another bush basil. We're gonna call it bush basil, y'all, because it might not even be the name I just told y'all. Who knows? You have another asters. I love asters. They are beautiful, beautiful flowers. And then in the back, I also put in some hollyhock. So hollyhocks are biennial, I think. And I don't even know if I'm saying that right. It's okay. Y'all know what I mean. So they will come back for next year, and then I have to plant them again in 2027. So I'm just hoping that they grow, and then I can get a nice show of those flowers. They're absolutely beautiful flowers. If I seem a little bit off, I'm fighting the dogs barking, and it's 2 of them today, and so it's very loud. I don't think the mic is gonna stop it, and I know y'all said don't worry about it, but I just don't like it. I don't like it, y'all. On to the next bed, on to the next bed. If it's only one of them, it's fine. But when it's both of them, like, I can't even think to talk to y'all. So we're gonna get back on it. We're gonna get back on it. Anyway, so beside those tomatoes, right beside the bed I just showed you, we have our strawberry bed. And someone asked me what kind of strawberries do I have. I do not know. I started them from a store purchased strawberry, but they are ready to be harvested again. I just got to get out here and do it. Someone also mentioned that more than likely they are June bearing. I don't get strawberries all year long, so I believe that you are correct. Never really thought about it that way. They basically said that if I'm getting my harvest all at once, chances are they're June bearing if I don't get harvest later in the year. And I don't. So I think they're definitely a June bearing variety. I just don't know what the variety is. And then someone also asked me, like, do I think that you should put down the weed barrier in a garden bed, like a raised bed? I don't know. I've never grown strawberries in a raised bed, but what I do know is if there is soil and there are runners, these plants are going to plant themselves. So that's all I can really say. I really don't know because I've never grown them in a bed. Seems like something has happened here. We got a whole bunch of runners for one, but it seems like something got trampled maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's the way I planted them, y'all. Who knows? Anyway, strawberries looking real good. Look at that. Look at that. Gotta come get them. Gotta come get them. All right, right beside the strawberry bed, you have some tomatoes. So when I was looking last night, because I sat and watched TV, watched some YouTube videos, matter of fact, and I was looking at this in my book. So if you remember, I said I wrote down each plant. I didn't do this smartly, right? My determinants are in the middle, so they're gonna be shorter. Then these are semi-indeterminates, and these are determinants. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. What I am planning to do is to sow some determinate seeds, because I normally try to keep my determinants all season long, and they will live, but they don't produce their best. So I'm going to, these 6 are determinants. I'm going to replant some other determinate variety. When they start to die out, I'm going to take them out and I'm going to replant them. So with that being said, probably not going to do the Florida weave on here because it's going to be hard for me to replant them. But remember, I was saying I might not do it right here anyway because it's hard to get to. But the tomatoes are looking good, and we have flowers on these as well. So pretty excited about that. Oh, didn't see that. We have a tomato. Just saw that with y'all. So we have tomatoes growing on this one too. Nice. The tomatoes are coming in very nice this year. And so as much as I don't like having big plants in my house and everything, I definitely know that I have to start them from my last frost, not from the time that I plan to plant. Well, if I want to have my harvest early, that's what I need to do. And I said it in my last video, I'm trying to say it more often because last year I was dead set on I'm not doing this until it's from my plant out date. And so I know people went with that, and I just want you to know I'm not doing that no more. Not because I won't get a harvest, but because my harvest will come later. So just putting that out there, y'all. So right by the tomatoes, we finally got these bags amended. We also got them planted, y'all. The noise level out here today is wild. I know they already dumped our trash. What is happening? As I was saying, we already got these bags planted out. That plantain is from last year. It just came back. It's perennial. Got to figure out how to use that this year. Pulled out my book, so I'll be doing that. I met with Javon from Imperfect Creation. She gave me some mullein. So I have the mullein in the bag. As I understand it, mullein spreads. And so that's why I put it in the bag. Also, it's in shade, so I don't know how that's gonna go, but the good thing is it's in a bag, so I can move it if I need to. I had went to grab something for the green stock, but I had to spend $5 $5. And I ended up buying some marjoram, so that's marjoram. I finally planted out my yarrow, so I have 2 in this bag. They won't grow as big as they can, and I'm okay with that. The Swiss chard that was in with the watermelon is now in bags over here too. Oh, totally moved the St. John's wort out of the greenhouse, so we'll see how that does over here too. My beets, I'm still trying to grow them, y'all. If nothing else, I'll eat those beet leaves because, baby, I can't grow a beet to save my life. And then these are our overwinter peppers. Of all those peppers I kept, y'all, we got 2 overwinter peppers. That's a mess. And then the leafy green bed, looking real good. Finally started growing again. So these are new leaves. Now this thing still look terrible, but it seems that the pests are only, you know, coming towards these Lacinato kale. Not sure why. The collards are still doing good. The other kale is doing good. So is the Swiss chard. In this bed, we also have some chives. We have some dill I put in here. There's parsley in there as well. So basically the things that could bolt from the fall are still in here. The things from fall and early spring that could bolt, they're still in here. And I think that they might do okay. We'll see. But my plan is if they start bolting, I'm going to plant more so I can still have leafy greens. We'll see how that works out, y'all. The other thing that I'm planning to do is to start some more nasturtium. And I'm gonna put nasturtiums around this bed too. Could help with pests. That's what they said when they talked about companion planting on the Farmer's Almanac. So I'm gonna see how that goes. Either way, I think nasturtiums are just beautiful flowers. So even if it don't keep the pest away, it's gonna make me smile. I'm gonna be happy about that. Across from that area, of course, we have the blueberry bush, which has a few more blueberries on it, I think. But they looking good. It's a shaded tree. So the part that gets more sun, that's what you're seeing right here, is full of blueberries, right? The part that doesn't get much sun has blueberries on it, but not nearly as much as this one over here, this section over here. Someone asked me, do I have to water blueberries every day? They heard that you have to water blueberries every day. I don't water my blueberries every day. I don't think my blueberries get watered any more than anything else. If I turn the sprinkler on, the garden gets watered, the blueberries get watered. If I hand water, that's just how it is. I absolutely do not water my blueberries every day. Oh, the other thing everyone is asking is, what do I cover them with? I cover them with tulle from the fabric store. So just some kind of mesh, something that the birds can't get through. And we are gonna have to cover them this weekend because I see that they're starting to ripen and the birds will come in and get every last one of them, y'all. Right beside that blueberry, we have another bed. We still got dill. This one might be getting ready to seed. I can't really tell. Yeah, I think that's about to seed. But anyway, we still have dill down here. This is a shady spot. And then we have beautiful calendula. I'm gonna take that and deadhead it because I want a lot of calendula to grow. That one was pretty much spent, so I threw it back in the bed. But all of this is calendula. And there's a little nasturtium back here that's getting, I guess it's getting, I don't know, shaded out, but it looks fine. Might have been from the rain. Has some beautiful flowers on it. Then we have cucumbers on this trellis too. They have started to actually reach the trellis. We getting some progress going, y'all. Progress, progress, progress. We love that. I don't know what's wrong with these leaves, but it's okay. The plant's still growing. And then I think this is one of the ones that volunteered and we moved it. I thought it was cucumber. Pretty sure that's a squash, y'all. But we're gonna leave it. It's okay. Then there's chives down here too. The other side of this bed, because it's pretty shady, is some leafy greens that look to be doing okay. But not the best. They're not looking the best. It's okay though. The dill is still alive in here. I recently planted this, so if you remember, like maybe 2 weeks ago, if not less than that. Then there's borage, and so the borage, if it gets big enough back here in this shaded spot, is gonna put out a whole bunch of flowers, right? And then the bees are gonna come to the flowers, which will also have the bees going to the cucumbers. So that's my extent of companion planting, really. How can I get the pollinators to the flowers? And so then there are actually some chives down here as well. I have chives everywhere because when I went to the nursery, they had a lot and I was like, I've never grown them, let me get some. So there's probably chives in almost every bed. Right beside that bed, you have a Vigo garden bed. It's a pretty small one. It's a hodgepodge of stuff in here and nothing that I like I didn't plan anything that's going on in this bed, if I'm honest. There's a potato that volunteered. I did put that zinnia in, the roselle. There's another zinnia back there, some random onions that didn't get allium leaf miner. I need to think through this bed a little bit more. But for now, we just gonna leave it and see what happens. Over here, I also have all of my cherry tomatoes right here in front. I don't think I have any other cherry tomatoes other than this, and there's one black cherry. I didn't want a lot of cherry tomatoes this year. You get a lot of tomatoes off of one plant, and so I figured this was good enough. This is that Isis candy, y'all. I mean, it looked like it's trying. It looked like it's trying. We're gonna see what happens with that. These are sun golds, and they are already putting out some tomatoes for us. Pretty excited about that. Sun gold are a very sweet, tasty cherry tomato, so I'm happy about those. I did 2 sun golds here and then that Isis candy. Y'all said the Isis candy is really good, so I really want to try it. If it survives, because it does not do well in my area. It just does not, y'all. And behind that bed, you have some more tomatoes that are in bags. These are slicers. They also get a decent amount of shade. So I grow here every year. They grow just fine. Probably not getting the best production out of them, but I have other tomatoes in other places, and this was a space I could grow, so I did it. Right beside that Vigo garden bed, we have my corn that is looking absolutely amazing. I have been doing my best to make sure that I come out here, put compost down, fertilize with fish emulsion, all of that, and it is starting to grow. Now, what people might not have noticed, and I'm gonna still do it because I want to see what happens, is there are 2 corn stalks in each hole. It is what it is. I'm gonna try. If it doesn't work next year, I won't do it again. Anywho, you also have some squash down here. They were extra. These are summer squash, but I met a subscriber who gave me some winter squash, and so I put them in there. This is what they call the 3 sisters. It is squash, beans, and corn. So you'll also see that there are beans down here. Those beans will climb up the stalk. If that winter squash grows, because I got it in kind of late, and it's gonna be shaded by the corn, it'll shade the ground for us. So we'll see how that works. I'm loving it all right. I mean, I'm just loving the way it looks. But I absolutely love it. My first time growing corn. If I get 1 corn cob, I'm gonna be happy, y'all. Or ear, whatever you call it. Then you have an aster down here. I had put dahlias in here too. I'm gonna have to resow those. You got some basil. There's a pepper plant in there. More calendula. The calendula that's really big, I planted this out before our last frost. And that's why some of them are bigger than others and are bigger than like some of the other plants. There's also some borage that volunteered. I'm just gonna leave it, see what happens. This is another calendula. Also, this space right here gets shaded quite a bit. The corn though does not, and I'm happy about that. On the front end of that bed, this is, I'm pretty sure it's squash that volunteered, so I just left it there. Oh, y'all, look at this. This is one of the sunflowers that volunteered that we moved. I need to like attach it to the trellis, but y'all, that thing is already getting big. I'm excited. All of the purple potted pole beans have attached to the trellis. This one insists on not going up this. I'm just gonna let it do what it do. I move it and it just goes right back. But we have flowers on our beans already. So that's exciting. There's more down there. There's some coming right here. So we should be having beans coming soon. I'm excited, y'all. Super duper excited. And they've actually already started reaching the top of this trellis. I've been trying to train this one to stay on the trellis, but it wants to go to the sun. But I think it looks really good over here. This bed is gonna be my happy bed, I think, this year. There's more calendula, and then there are some nasturtiums back here. And then, of course, I put my roselle back here, but I think it's getting shaded. But I think it does this every year to me, and then out of nowhere, it's gonna start growing. I know it's a tropical plant and it likes a lot of heat. We have not been like in the 80s or anything. Today's gonna be an 80 day, which is why I'm out here as early as I could possibly get out here to do this garden tour, because I don't want to be out here in the 80-degree weather. I didn't get out here as early as I wanted to, but it's okay. So yeah, that bed is going to make me smile this year. I believe that. So right across from that bed, we finally got the pink green stalk planted up. I'm excited. There is lemon basil in here. There are the purple rain tomatoes. Somebody said this is a GMO tomato from Baker Creek. I thought Baker Creek only did heirloom. Somebody tell me. I don't know. That's what somebody said. I was like, oh, I don't know. Anyway, that's in there. We also have some more basil in here. So calendula is in here. Oh, I met with a subscriber to give her tomatoes. She gave me stevia. Now listen, I don't like that plant. It don't taste good, but I know that it's good for my pre-diabetes. I'm gonna try it. I've grown this before and I had swore it off. I said I ain't never growing it again. Cause here's the thing. You think that stevia tastes the way it does in the packet because it's been processed. No, it tastes like that straight off this plant, baby. It's not delicious. I'm gonna try it. We gonna see. So there's some Greek oregano in here. This is oregano I started myself, so that's gonna take some time to get moving. I am sure of that. And it was very rainy here, so these are like very, very wet. There's some holy tulsi in here. I put some pretty celosia in here. There's a fennel. I'm gonna grow more fennel because I want more fennel in these green stalks. More fennel up there, but the green stalk is planted out. My ground is not level, so I had to level it myself essentially. But I did go ahead and get the spinners for everything because that's gonna be necessary for me, right? But in front of that green stalk are my peppers. And so they are surviving. They're all really green. Never got around to pulling the flowers off. So we're gonna let it do what it do, y'all. We're gonna let it do what it do. Also, I pulled a lot of the garlic, but I left some that was still looking decent to see if, I get a bigger bulb. But most of the garlic that was in the sides, well, in the holes of the bricks, they are gone. I took them, they are in the greenhouse, they are drying. And then I also took the time to put some straw over the holes of the bricks to avoid weeds just growing until I can figure out what I'm gonna put in there. In this bed right here, that onion that I left is finally starting to flower. I think they have very pretty flowers, but we have calendula down here, the nasturtiums we recently planted out. We have some beautiful, beautiful snapdragons. Y'all know I love them. These nasturtiums are looking really good. And I just keep saying how pretty these nasturtium flowers are. I mean, they absolutely beautiful. And so all the way around here, you have nasturtiums, you have calendula. We're gonna go ahead and take these. Pretty decent time of the morning. This one we not gonna take, we just gonna drop it. Not that one. I did get the rest of the beans planted out. My second sowing of beans, so those have been planted. This is my first sowing of beans, so these will start to produce before these will. Gives me time to preserve these before these are ready. My plan here, I'm gonna start some ground cherries. I've never successfully grown ground cherries, but this was supposed to be more beans. I have beans in several places, so we're gonna try to put some ground cherries there. Behind those beans, you have a basil. If you remember, we pulled the top off. And you see, we getting new leaves. That's the whole point of why I pulled the top off. Over here on the trellis are honey boat squash. And so those are getting the extra feedings just like the other heavy feeders. So you can see where the compost is, and I'm just feeding them extra. We have some squash here, squash or zucchini. We'll see how that all plays out. Then the Swiss chard back here, and there are zinnias in between. And if you remember, my whole point in putting the zinnias in is if that Swiss chard bulbs, I already have something in that spot. The rain really beat down these beautiful snapdragons, but they will grow some more shoots and I'll get some more of those, but it really beat them down. Right here on this trellis, we have cucumbers. It says it's a straight 8. So they're getting up to the trellis, and this is a dipper gourd. Like I said, growing it for fun. That's probably the only thing I'm growing for fun this year. So you gotta leave some space for fun, right? Right beside that bed I showed you, we have the green stalk that has been planted out the longest. I mean, absolutely looks amazing, right? So this front end, I sometimes forget to turn it, but look at that slug. Look at it. Anyway, this end sometimes doesn't get as much sun as it should because I'm always focused on these tomato plants. These are patio varieties. I mean, they are throwing out tomatoes. Now, I did buy them pretty large from my local feed and seed store. Like the plants were pretty large, so that's why they're probably producing so early. I don't know, maybe they're just early producers. Anyway, the green stock looks amazing, and I'm so glad I decided to get them. And then right in front of that green stock, you have some more bags with peppers in them. This one is huge. Well, not huge, but it's tall. But we have more peppers. As it warms up, I am sure those peppers are going to start to grow better. Peppers do well in high temperatures, and so that's what I'm waiting for. I'm not worried about them. I know they still look kind of small. I know they still look a little pruny, but I'm not worried about them. So in the bed right next to everything I just showed you, we have another bed. And I got my next set of beans out in this bed as well. And I think this bed, I'm still going to do more beans. So I'll do another succession in about 2 weeks of beans, right, in this bed, so it won't completely mirror the other one, but I'm okay with that. Have some pretty snapdragons. There's a marigold. None of my marigolds are doing good. I think I said that already. Some more nasturtiums I planted out recently, and then nasturtiums that went out before the last frost. Look at this pretty one, y'all. I mean, it's beautiful. I bought a bunch of different varieties this year. Oh, they pretty. Edible and pretty. Love it. These are tromboncino squash that's on this trellis. I also think for the tree collar, I'm going to pull these leaves off because it's shading that calendula back here. This calendula is trying to grow, but you can see how long it is. It's getting shaded because it's trying to get some sun. Not going to pull them all because I need the leaves for the plant to photosynthesize, but the larger ones I'm probably going to pull. If you're new here, I'm not growing that tree collar to produce food for me right now. I'm growing it to produce side plants that I can replant and make another tree collar. So that's the whole point of that, not growing it for food. This is another calendula. You'll notice it's all over my garden. Some nasturtium that I recently planted. There's another one right here too, and a pretty little marigold. Back here you have some squash or zucchini. Put that in the bed, see how that goes. This is a basil. If you remember, we pulled off the middle just like the other one. We getting side shoots. It's looking good. Then you have some snapdragons that have a little bit of yellow on it. Love it. Then some zinnias. Then in the back is my lupin. I can't wait to see that lupin flower. I think it is a beautiful flower. Also, I was looking last night and it's perennial in my area, so that's a plus. We'll always have lupin back there. I love that. I absolutely love that. And then right beside the bed I showed you, we have the other green stock. I did a lot of direct sowing in this green stock. Now, I do have some pimento peppers in here. Got those from my local feed and seed. This is some of the marjoram. That's why I picked it up, because I wanted the peppers, but I had to spend $5. Anyway, there is sunflowers in here. There are more beans in here. I also put cantaloupe and cucumbers down here. So I'm gonna figure out a way to trellis it up, you know, the green stock. There's some teddy bear sunflowers in here. So I think this is gonna be pretty. I think this is yarrow. So I did put something perennial in here. I didn't do a lot of perennial. Green stalks all planted up. I am pretty darn excited about that, y'all. Right in front of that green stock is the asparagus bed. I think that I may have stunted my asparagus when I threw that thick layer of straw to kill the weeds. But I think next year it'll come back and do just fine because this straw will have broken down. So, you know, it is what it is. And I think the peas are gonna give out soon. They are not looking that good anymore, but we'll see what happens. And they stopped kind of moving up the trellis too. Also think when they took the shed down, they might have like hit this or something, but it's all right. You know, we can grow peas again. And so when you're walking into my garden, right, as you walk in, you see these beautiful purple bags. They're from Bootstrap Farmer. They have my potatoes in them. My potatoes are not doing well this year. All of these bags have new soil in them. That could be why. We still gonna leave them, see what kind of harvest we could get. But yeah, those are doing better than the ones closest to the front. Oh my goodness, the ones closest to the front just look terrible, y'all. But at the end of these bags, I did a thing. Javon gave me some moringa, so we have moringa in this one. And remember I told you I had watermelon somewhere else? This is a watermelon, a rattlesnake watermelon. So my thought is if it starts to grow out of this bag, I'll just let it trellis down this walkway. And that is my plan. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. So right beside the beds when you first come in, there are more peppers. And so the peppers are looking decent. Right beside these peppers, you also have a bed with peppers in it. Basil is in it. The eggplant is so eaten up from these flea beetles already, y'all. It's okay. Some more calendula, some lemon basil, some marigolds. We have cucumbers and cantaloupe on that trellis back there. They're starting to actually reach the trellis, so that's a plus. I'm happy to see that. I may try to do the cucumbers to one stem. We'll see how that goes, y'all. But just because that's gonna be a lot on that one trellis. Or I'm gonna let it all just grow and see what happens. But we have peppers here. Someone gave me these, so they're growing really nicely. They did not have to go through my neglect. We have some purple opal basil, I think. Some more peppers. This is a volunteer tomato. I'm just leaving it. And then down here you have a squash, some nasturtium, which I think got pretty beat up by the rain, and a very big calendula back here. It is huge, y'all. Like, planting them out before my first frost did me really good this year. So that'll go in my garden planter too. And then of course, the blueberries. The blueberries that are starting to ripen. So like you can see right here, they're starting to ripen. We got a blue one right there. So as soon as I finish this video, before I even start editing, I'm going to get the mesh and I'm going to cover them up because we cannot have the birds eating them. We want them all. And right beside those blueberries, beside that bed I just showed you, there's another kind of small bed here. These were volunteers and I thought they were cucumbers. They are squash, left them there, but also put a cucumber here and that'll go up the trellis. This is also a volunteer squash, and then I planted some calendula back there too. So the garden looking good, y'all. I had to get in some shade. It's getting hot out here. I'm about to go in the house. But what? This is the 3rd week of May. I planted out the last week of April, very close to May 1st. It's looking real good out here. We're seeing real good growth, and I'm excited about that. And of course, can't end this video without showing y'all the snapdragon bed and then the rest of the tomatoes that are back here. But the snapdragon bed, and there's also asters in here. But the snapdragons, just beautiful, y'all. I mean, they just beautiful. That echinacea has gotten even bigger, starting to try to flower. So we love that for me. The milkweed is looking good, gonna start flowering soon. And the aster is getting taller. I think it's fighting for sun, but it's okay. That's the other one that's fighting for sun as well. There's also sedum at both ends of the bed as well. Then the last thing are all of my tomatoes that have like a darker tint. So Cherokee Purple is down here, and then there are 2 Black Beauties. I put them here because I want them to get all the sun they can so I can get like the full color tomato. And then on the other side of the green stalk, we have some more tomatoes. We have a black cherry, I think, Brad's Atomic Grape. And then I don't think these are darker tomatoes. I think I just needed space for them. And so I put them here. And so that is the garden tour for today. Lots of growth, very excited for it. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram where I post about the things going on in my garden almost every day. Bye, y'all.